In a world hyper-aware of global diseases, the whisper of a new threat is enough to spark immediate panic. Amid today's anxious discussions, one name that comes up frequently is hantavirus. With its severe symptoms and shockingly high mortality rate, many wonder if this obscure pathogen could trigger the next global pandemic. To answer that question, we must first understand what hantavirus actually is and how it operates. Discovered by Western medicine in the mid-20th century during the Korean War, this virus has quietly existed in the shadows for decades. Unlike airborne viruses that sweep rapidly through crowded cities, hantavirus waits patiently in the dark, dusty corners of rural life. The primary carriers of hantavirus in North America are specific types of wild rodents, most notably the deer mouse. These animals can carry the virus throughout their entire lives without ever showing signs of being sick. Instead, they shed the pathogen into the environment through their urine, droppings, and saliva. The severe danger to humans begins when these microscopic viral particles dry out and mix with ordinary household or agricultural dust. When someone sweeps a contaminated shed, clears out a long-closed cabin, or disturbs a rodent nest, the particles are violently launched into the air. This process, known as aerosolization, allows the invisible virus to be breathed directly deep into the human lungs. It is almost always an accidental infection, born from simple domestic chores rather than crowded human contact. Once inhaled, the virus quietly incubates for anywhere from 1 to 8 weeks before striking the body. The initial symptoms are deceptively common, closely resembling a standard case of the winter flu. Patients typically experience sudden fever, severe muscle aches, especially in the thighs and back, profound fatigue, and sometimes stomach issues. However, the true horror of hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, or HPS, violently reveals itself 4 to 10 days later. The virus aggressively attacks the capillaries in the lungs, causing them to leak blood plasma directly into the tiny air sacs. A sudden, severe shortness of breath sets in, as the patient effectively begins to drown in their own internal fluids. This rapid, catastrophic respiratory failure is why hantavirus carries a terrifying mortality rate of roughly 38%. Because there is currently no specific cure, antiviral treatment, or vaccine for HPS, prevention is your absolute best medicine. If you are opening an abandoned building or cleaning a space with signs of mice, you must never dry sweep or vacuum the area. Doing so will only launch the deadly viral particles directly into your unprotected breathing zone. Instead, you must thoroughly spray the droppings and surrounding areas with a heavy mixture of bleach and water. Wait at least 15 minutes for the liquid chemical to completely neutralize the virus, then carefully wipe it up with disposable paper towels. Wearing a proper N95 respirator mask and rubber gloves is non-negotiable when dealing with any potential rodent infestations. Ultimately, sealing up structural cracks in your home and keeping food stored in heavy-duty containers will keep these unwanted guests away entirely. This brings us back to the most pressing question. Is hantavirus destined to be the next global pandemic? The short, scientific, and highly reassuring answer is no. The defining characteristic of any pandemic pathogen is its ability to spread rapidly and easily from human to human. Almost all strains of hantavirus, particularly those found in North America, completely lack this biological capability. You cannot catch hantavirus from standing next to an infected person, shaking their hand, or breathing the same air in a hospital room. While one specific South American strain called the Andes virus has shown extremely rare cases of human-to-human transmission, it is absolutely not highly contagious. Therefore, while hantavirus is a deeply serious and deadly localized threat, it simply does not possess the biological tools to sweep across the globe. Stay informed, practice safe pest control, and rest easy knowing that not every scary virus is biologically equipped to stop the world.